everyone. Good afternoon, wherever you may be from. I'm on the West Coast, you guys may be on the East Coast, so this may be afternoon for you. Welcome back to Raw Sports Talk. In this video, we're going to talk about futures and what some people know and what people don't know about sports futures. This is another gambling episode. So what the futures are is before the seasons start or after the seasons start, depending upon how the teams are doing. The casinos put out what they like to call futures. So this is the team's chance or the team's probability to win the championship. So for example, in this particular episode, because the NFL season hasn't started, we're going to go with the NFL because it's going to be easiest and it looks like it's more probable than the MLB right now. So we'll just pull up the futures, and right now I'm using the station's mobile app. I have it on my phone. It's a lot easier for me than going into the smoke-ridden casino, but there are advantages and disadvantages to using this particular app. For example, if you put in a bet in the game, and this kind of fucked me last year in the World Series, if you bet on something on the app, you cannot cancel the bet. But if you go into the casino, you could. For example, last year when Scherzer ended up with the flu or whatever the hell it was, and he didn't end up pitching that game against the Astros, and the Nationals ended up losing that game, I ended up losing a lot of money because I couldn't cancel the bet using the app. So that's one of the disadvantages to using the app. But it's just more convenient right now to pull up, and the casino is filled with people smoke and the coronavirus, so I'd much rather do it from here. So with the pro football futures, as of right now, the Kansas City Chiefs and the reigning Super Bowl champions are the favorites at plus 450. The Baltimore Ravens come in second at plus 500. And I don't know why the app did this, where they put the Buccaneers way down towards the bottom of the list at plus 700. I think they did this initially because the Buccaneers were supposed to be somewhere in this 2,000, 5,000 range, and then they got Tom Brady and Gronk, which made them the third favorite. So we have the Kansas City Chiefs at plus 450, the Baltimore Ravens at plus 500, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers at plus 700. Then we've got the San Francisco 49ers at plus 800, the New Orleans Saints at plus 1,000, the Dallas Cowboys are also plus 1,000, which the Cowboys fans, they're going to love that. The Minnesota Vikings are plus 1,800. So the teams with the best odds are there. And then the teams with the worst odds are going to be the Jacksonville Jaguars at plus 20,000, the Cincinnati Bengals at plus 20,000, and the Washington Redskins at plus 20,000. Gee, would you look at that? The three teams that I picked on in my NFL prediction series, or three teams that I picked on most, the casinos also agree with me, and you should go check out those videos if you haven't to see my opinions on that. And then we have another team that I kind of picked on, which is the Denver Broncos at plus 3,500. So what all of these numbers mean, Stitch, just chill, breathe, your toy will come to you. So what these numbers mean is before the season starts and before anybody gets any wins or losses, for every $100 that you bet, if you bet the Kansas City Chiefs, you win $450 if the Chiefs win the Super Bowl. For every $100 that you bet on the Baltimore Ravens, if the Baltimore Ravens win the Super Bowl, you win $500. A lot of this stuff seems very appealing, but it's a long time to wait for a couple $100 when you could make this money back up if you bet nightly or if you bet on horses or anything else like that. Picking the futures is kind of like, I'm just taking $100 and waiting. There was someone a few years ago here in Vegas when the Blues won the Stanley Cup. He put $400 down in the beginning of the season, and that man ended up winning like $300,000 because they were plus $25,000 to win the Stanley Cup. They had one of the worst odds, and they won. So things like this do in fact happen, where someone could bet on the Cincinnati Bengals this year, and the Bengals could turn around and win the Super Bowl. So when you look at the futures, that's exactly what it means. The number beside it means for every $100 that you bet, that's how much money you'll win. So for example, and this is a very, very long shot, but not quite as long as you would expect. If the Miami Dolphins win the Super Bowl and you put $100 down before the season begins, you win $6,000. A $5,900 profit is not a very bad thing to happen, but like I said, it's a very long time to wait. I'm going to put all the odds for all of the teams, but I just wanted to give a quick little brief summary on what the NFL futures mean and what the number corresponds to if you were actually going to go to the casino and bet on these games. So as I said before, it's going to be whatever number you see beside your team, the plus. For every $100 that you bet, if your team wins the Super Bowl, that's how much money you would win. Minus the $100, of course, that you would initially bet. Let me know if this video was helpful to you. Drop me a comment, a like, maybe a subscribe. I'll catch you guys in the next video. I'm out.
Ooh, baby, I like it raw. Yeah, baby, I like it raw.